We have some important things you need to know about a conclusion, and the first thing that you need to know about is that there's no new information, okay? You've talked about something inside your paper. Don't be introducing anything new, okay, inside that conclusion. It just needs to be a summary, okay? That's the next thing. You need to summarize what you have written. Now, the other thing that you need to know about is you need to reword your thesis. Now, sometimes that rewording is just changing around the word parts and getting that thesis back in there when you're a beginning writer. Okay, in 102, that's often what is said to you. Just reword that thesis statement. But as you become a more developed writer, that reworded thesis statement will summarize, and you'll learn more about how you can expand your thesis, and still it's there. All the elements are there in that conclusion, but you've got to expand it, okay? This is what you need to do. Now, if you are wanting to throw in a strategy, you can throw in a strategy, but it doesn't introduce anything new, okay? All right, you could ask a rhetorical question, but think about it. A rhetorical question gets them to read at the beginning. At the end, that rhetorical question would get them to then go do something with what they've read, okay? So there is a way to do that. However, what I'm going to expect you guys to do is to end your papers with something called a call to action. Okay, what you have read requires you to do something. If you've not written a paper that does that, then you've not written a rhetorical paper and you need to reconsider it. But you should be able to at the end say, it's important for you to consider, or as you examine, okay? It is speaking to the reader. It is reminding them, this is what you need to do with this information. You've now learned about this, now go do this with it. And if it's something that's more personal, you can say, although this is where you can put in the I and the you and the me, okay? I have discovered this and I encourage you to go out and do the same sort of thing. You calling them to action, to doing something, that needs to be your last sentence of your paper, okay? In my class, a call to action. That's what you leave them with. So if you wanted to do a rhetorical question, you could do the rhetorical question right above the call to action. Then you give that call to action. Go do. This is what you need to do with what you've now read. Okay? So this is that conclusion. The challenge for a lot of people is to keep on with that at least 5 sentences. Aim for 5 sentences with a conclusion. Some people are just throwing that call to action with 1 sentence and they think they're done. They're not. You got to summarize, make sure it's a reworded thesis, and then you end with a call to action.